don't need to put the headphones on. If you want to, you can. It's totally up to you.
Okay.
Are there more people coming?
Yeah, one more person is gonna join us.
Okay.
Who's saying it, me?
If you want, wherever you want to sit.
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna stand because we have one more person coming, right?
Yeah, he's gonna.
All right, yeah, so I'll give him this chair.
So we want to wait till.
You said we
How
can
far
start.
away?
said we can start.
How far away is it?
I suppose from downstairs.
Before they start, just want to take a couple pictures.
Yeah, sure.
You go in this behind this in the corner.
Let me get out so you can take pictures.
Because he might not be on. We finished if he's not done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he told. There you go, right there. Hold on. Hey, brother. Yeah, with 346, right?
That's
No, that's across the street.
Yeah, that's 360.
You gotta come by the
no,
medical.
right? Yeah, you gotta come through.
Come through the shopping
school.
area. You see where the shopping area is? It's right next to the dental office.
If he parks on that side, as you said, he can walk to the school.
Oh, he said if you park on that side, you can walk through the schoolyard.
Because if not, you're gonna have to go around the loop.
Yeah.
Come all the way back.
What's the address of the school?
1400.
1400. Yeah. Is Gateway a pivot school?
Gateway.
Gateway is 364. Gateway is 364. No, it's not a pivot school. Yeah, yep. Yeah. He's in front of 364. Which way should we walk? Walk through.
Right through.
Yeah, tell him walk through the schoolyard.
Walk through the schoolyard.
So it's near the dumpster.
It's near the dumpsters. It's near the dumpsters. Walk towards the shopping center, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
You're not from Brooklyn.
Coach said you're not from Brooklyn.
You know what? I'll go down there and meet him so that he knows.
Yeah. We got somebody coming down to meet you right now.
Very, very good brother.
Yes, Toro. Yeah, Toro College. Toro College in the shopping center. Yeah.
Right opposite.
Yeah.
Right opposite
Satellite sites.
the Boston Market.
Yeah. So the school is right next to the dental office. Yeah, you see the Boston Market, yep.
So, ladies, before we get started, what's our career path? What are we thinking about becoming?
Yeah. So I'll see you soon.
Well,
All right.
I'm
Yeah, but somebody's
thinking
coming to meet you
about
there.
becoming a teacher when I get older.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking of becoming a doctor.
A doctor. Great. See,
Amazing.
the sooner you pick, the lot easier it is. I had daughters. They always at an early age, like your age. They chose. Most only 6 of them chose the path that they spoke about when they were your age. I had a daughter that wanted to be a doctor, and when she went to medical school, she couldn't take the blood, so she couldn't become a doctor. She became a college professor. But if you're in that area, you can pick and choose. You're able to go. But positive thoughts that you just displayed are very good at a young age. A lot of people in high school can't answer that question that you guys just answered. They have no idea, no clue what they want. So, like they say, you're ahead of the game, and that's good. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
So what grade are y'all in?
Fifth.
Okay. What middle school are you looking to go to?
Well, I have a couple minds. I have Frederick Douglass. I have Scholars. And then I have Mark Twain.
Oh, Mark Twain. Gifted and talented school right there.
And then I have 207.
I don't know what 207.
That's around Harvard.
Oh, okay. Okay, what about you?
Well, I'm probably just gonna go to ISD 64
Okay.
because my sister went there before and my mom knows a lot of people there, so it's just gonna be easier for all of us.
You already had a great family experience there. That's good.
Wasn't 364 like a gifted and talented school or something like that?
No, FDA was a screen school.
Screen school?
You have to take an assessment to get into it. But they've lost that capability. So there's no longer a screen school. Yeah. So when he comes in, I'm gonna give him this chair. I'm gonna slide this microphone over. I mean, if you want the full experience, brothers, the headphones are it.
Oh, no, I want to finish. Coach been on a couple podcasts. I've
Okay,
never been on a
so I'll tell you anything you don't know, right?
I listened to, before I met you, I listened to a podcast you was on.
I did several, and they told me to stop.
Yeah, 'cause that was big. You know, Coach is big in the basketball world. You know, so yeah, that was big. Everybody was like, Coach is gonna be leading PSAL. So you know, I definitely jumped on and listened to it.
We had a couple of decent guests, I think, you know, in line with you all. We last year we were able to interview Councilmember Barron.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'm black. I'm not gonna say it. You want to move around? Mind the
Put
shot?
the chair over here so that it would.
So somebody else is coming.
Yeah, put that chair
Move it
over
over
here.
here.
A little bit more. Okay, good.
Perfect. Yeah, so we had Councilman Barron here for a while, and he was able to give us some funding. So the students were working on a community call to action project, and what they realized is the schoolyard is something that very barren, as you know. We wanted to change the schoolyard, so Barron came through and.
So one of the things that I observe, I'm always observing things, is that there's a positive vibe in the building.
Thank you.
I mean, I go here, somebody asks, can they help me? I go there, can they help me? So that means something.
Yeah.
People are taking ownership.
Absolutely.
They recognize that this is a stranger. Is he lost? May I help him? I can direct him. And that's much appreciated and understood.
Yeah.
You know, so,
Yes,
I mean, that means they're thinking about safety too, because I could be anybody.
Right. Yes.
But that's a good vibe coming.
Every school's not like that.
Well, you know, we've been around.
We've been in and out of schools. It's more like, yes, do you have an appointment? You know what I'm
We've
saying?
been around, so we know
Yeah,
you
you
can
know
tell
what
the
I'm
difference.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah, so,
Yeah, me and Coach, we in and out of schools all the time, so we know
And
energies is.
You always catch it if you don't have a good person at the door. That's the first.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's welcoming, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll definitely my staff. Definitely.
When I first met him, we was in the middle of the projects behind, like over there behind
Bama's.
Jeff. It's called
Jeff.
Bama. They call the area is called
Bama.
Bama's. They call it. You know, it's like a little bit behind Jeff. Total opposite of the energy over here. You know what I'm saying? You talking about? I remember we was in a staff meeting. Next thing you know, we had to duck on the floor. There was gunshots ringing while we in the principal's office.
Yeah.
And shots are being fired.
So one of the most important things I used to do, and I used to think about when I was a principal, when I did my teacher orientation, it's very important that teachers tell your students who you are, where they came from, because we have suits on. You know, they look at me. They don't know I came from poor beginnings. That my family grew up on welfare, or that he's from the projects, is that another. And when they tell their story, then our students could see themselves in that path. You did it. If you could do it, then I could do it. That's available for me.
It's pretty much, yeah, telling your story.
You know, I tell people I have 7 daughters. Oh, 7 daughters? You must. No, I never had a problem. Right. Because the conversation in the house was the most embarrassing thing in the world for your mother and I, is to have to go up to school and speak to another teacher about you not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. And we teachers.
Right.
So,
I tell my kids that all the time.
yeah.
You're right about that. It's a terrible feeling.
So thank God I never had that feeling, because I never had to go other than open school or play or performance, something like that.
That's great. Seven's the God number. So. It's not bad. Should be any minute. So which school do you want to go to the most? Out of all those schools that you have choices of, which one do you want to go to the most?
I have Mark Twain and Scholars the most in my mind.
Where's Scholars?
Scholars is all the way in Rockaway.
Rockaway, Far Rockaway?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's the Keith Channel.
Mm.
Keith Channel High School.
It's a middle school in Beach Channel High School?
No, 6 to 12.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I always, to be honest with you, it's not bad to get out of your environment. You know? My father always said, when you get out of your comfort zone, great things happen.
You know, she's in both directions. She has to travel. So.
You meet people from all walks of life, you know, different from you, but might have something to benefit you. You might bring something to the table that they could benefit from, and they could bring something to the table that you could benefit from. You know, and just, you know, it's you'd be surprised getting out of an environment that's not like yours. You might have more resources, you know, so it's not a bad thing. But then it's not bad to stay in. My father also said to stay in your environment.
We made it.
Make your school community better. We both wearing great at it too. We good.
Brother, how are you, brother? Yeah, good to see you, brother. Right, it was a little difficult. With all the scaffolding and no signs. I said, where's
That's
the school?
That's progress, brother.
Yeah, well, progress would be put some directional signs up.
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well, how could I not come in and shake your hands? How are you? What's your name?
I'm Athena, and my name is Risa.
Teresa?
Risa.
Risa, let me get it right. No TH, right? Risa. How are you, Mr. Barnett? And what's your name?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm ready.
My name's Eliana.
Eliana? That's a beautiful name. Eliana. All right. And so was Risa. Oh, I mean, not get it. I'm saying Risa's not. All
Right, everyone ready?
Ready.
So
Ready,
for the
girls?
full experience, gentlemen, I would suggest you just throw the headphones on.
Okay.
The girls' arms, we only have one pair, so they're gonna keep them off.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Studio Scoop. My name is Risa. And my name is Ileana. We are so excited to have you here today. Can you please introduce yourselves to our audience?
I guess I'll start. My name is Aaron Barnett. I am the Deputy Executive Director for the Office of Safety and Prevention Partnerships for New York City Public Schools. Thank you so much for having me today.
My name is Kwame Gaddy. I'm the Brooklyn Coordinator for Project Pivot. Thank you so much for having me in this great space at PS346.
My name is Ray Haskins. I'm the Director of Project Sales, which is a program in Project Pivot.
Well,
And I'm blessed to be in your presence.
those all sound like very wonderful jobs. But what exactly is Project Pivot?
Okay, well, I can jump in and start there. Project Pivot is actually one of the initiatives under the Office of Safety and Partnerships. And Project Pivot actually is a phenomenal initiative that is citywide. It is something that Mayor Adams, Eric Adams, here from Brooklyn, and our school's chancellor, David Banks, is something that, an initiative that they created. It was a trust of theirs. And the thought was they wanted to make sure that schools receive money to bring in programs that the students would be interested in, that would connect young people to adults from the community, that can show you new programs, can help activate the greatness that's in you. You have organizations that come in and help with safety to make sure that you are safe in school, that you have mentors, right? Career programs, just to expose young people to all of the possibilities that they have ahead of them. And so we work with 250 schools across New York City. 75 of them are here in Brooklyn. And Mr. Gaddy here is the coordinator of all of the activities that take place at all of those schools. And that's a lot of schools, right, for one person. And so we really, really appreciate Mr. Gaddy. And Coach Haskins here, the work he does at SAIL is a part of Project Pivot, which really works with middle school athletes. And so, you know, because we feel that athletes have a place of leadership within the school community as well as outside in the neighborhoods. And so he is leading that initiative to work with those young people at the school, specifically here in Brooklyn.
So basically, you're just trying to find a way to make schools better?
Absolutely, absolutely.
We understand that your focus for Project Pivot centers around 5 main pillars. Can you tell us exactly what those pillars are?
So the 5 pillars of Project Pivot. Pivot is an acronym that stands for purpose, integrity, voice, optimism, and tenacity. Now, Brooklyn, every pillar is aligned with a borough. I'm going to represent, you know, our pillar. Our pillar is voice. And right now, this is actually an example of students elevating their voice.
What was the need to start Project Pivot?
Coach, you want to take that
Yes.
one, Coach, and I can add anything?
Project Pivot goal is to add to the culture of a school setting. Oftentimes, we have students who may go awry and have poor attendance, poor grades, but if we brought programs in the school to interest them, to use as a vehicle to make them better. So like in this school, we come in right away, I see you guys over there. The first thought came to my mind that you were school leaders. So leadership is always important, and you're starting at such a good age, but that's what Project Pivot wants to focus on, and my part, the sales, the scholar athletes, and leadership. So that doesn't only include people who actually play physical sports, but it also includes chess, debate. We look for those leaders because the leaders of today are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. So.
And if I could just want to add just a couple of things to what Coach said. Thank you for that explanation, Coach. Phenomenal. But the thing that I wanted to add that I think Project Pivot also does that can't be overlooked is providing schools with the resources. A lot of times schools want to bring you these programs, but there may not be enough money in the budget sometimes to cover all of the expenses. And so what Project Pivot does is it gives that little bit of extra, right, push and monies that are needed in order to bring in these programs. And then the other thing that I think is very important that we want to add around Project Pivot, and Kwame touched on it a little bit with Brooklyn Voice, that pillar and principle that really connects the schools within the borough. It's meant to create a sense of community amongst the schools that are a part of it. So, you know, there's a lot of schools in Brooklyn, but 75 of them are part of Project Pivot. And so the idea is, how do we unite those schools that are within each borough, so instead of being opposing to one another, they are actually coming together, right? And they do positive things together. So far too often we have young people that might have an unhealthy rivalry with one another. We want to create a system where instead of going against each other, you're collaborating and working together to create a sense of community, because we know that's what young people need in order to be successful. Not just your school community, but the community that you live in, your neighborhood.
So you basically just want peace, like everyone to unite?
Yeah, you got it, you right there. You right on target, yes.
So what are some of the challenges that you guys are trying to fix?
So what I would say is Coach touched on a lot of those challenges. Enrollment, there's been a reduction in enrollment across the city. Attendance, there's been a reduction in attendance, students attending school. How can you be successful in school if you're not attending schools? Also, we wanted to decrease the amount of negative infractions that have been happening in schools citywide. But all together, what Coach actually said, introduce the culture. We want to enhance the culture of every school. You know, we want students like you, and we want more students like you in every school. Leadership. We want students who are happy and enthusiastic about coming to school and doing well in school. And those programs are supposed to support that enthusiasm and that culture. But on top of that, I'm just going to add something. Project Pivot creates a platform for students to showcase their talent. And it could be many talents. We're not just talking about basketball and other sports. We're talking about things of like what you're doing right now. You know, you're hosting a podcast, you know? We're talking about students who give speeches, students who dance, students who are creative in many different ways, students who do coding, you know, all different types of things. That's what Project Pivot, the goal of Project Pivot is to do, to make school communities better.
And also, we come into school to connect with the administration, with your principals, with your teachers, to let them know that we are available to be of help. Help is here. When Project Pivot personnel walks in a school, the automatic, that thought should be help is here. However you need it, however we could provide it.
Can you share some examples of projects that you have been a part of?
Well, right now, we're doing a sports component. We're hopeful of having a volleyball activity for the elementary schools in the 75th precinct and the 73rd precinct. And we're gonna have a holiday basketball tournament for the middle schools in the 73rd and the 75th precinct. We've already identified schools, and now we have to develop staff, student staff to come in to help us and to be a part of what we want to do, what we want to offer. Because oftentimes, you know, school is out, but school is not out. School is always in, because we always want you to learn. And you learn through several media. So you learn through sports, you learn through reading, participation, debate. So we want to give you guys that access.
And the real activity that you'll see will be here at your school. So we told you we gave money to the schools so that they can select CBOs to come in and provide programming. I'm not sure if the school has selected who those partners are.
I can speak on that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So when those programs begin, that's when you're gonna see a lot of activities here in the school. So you gotta make sure that you sign up, right? If it's something of interest to you. Now again, the Project Pivot program is not for every student in the school. It's for those students that need a little bit of extra support. You know, one thing Mr. Gaddy said is you have to feel excited about coming to school. And for some young people, they may not be at the point yet where math is exciting, right? That's what excites them, or science is what excites them, or, you know, social studies is what excites them, right? You guys look like those subjects excite you. I gotta say that. But if you were a young person like how I was, I wasn't quite excited, but you know what excited me about coming to school is that there were adults there that I knew cared about me, that I knew would check in on me, that would talk to me, right, about just life and, you know, some of the struggles, right, that you go through as a young person. Because one thing about us adults, I know you look at us and we look old, but we've been where you are before. And so we can give you advice, we can give you guidance. And so, you know, that's probably the biggest piece, I think there'll be a lot of activities that'll happen in the school. And I know Mr. Gaddy's going to talk about the partners and the programs that the principal and the school community selected. But the relationships that you will form with the community partners that come into your school to make it a better place, it'll be an extension of the relationships you already have with your teachers. And so that, I don't know if you've ever heard the statement, it takes a village to raise a healthy child. And what that means is it takes beyond your immediate family, beyond your teachers at your school, it takes everyone in the community to come together to make sure you guys reach your highest peaks of potential. And so those individuals we bringing in from the community to do just that.
So I'm going to touch on the partner that the great principal Edward selected.
Who's that?
He selected Dice Lou Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah, Dice Lou Fitness. I know about that. You've met him a couple times.
Okay.
So he runs have y'all seen him? He runs a fitness program during your lunch recess where he creates an obstacle course and he really helps students with social emotional learning as they're doing fitness. You know, I'm eager to see it in action, you know, because I've seen it in action a couple years back, and I know the great reward that students receive from participating in that program. And like we said, Project Pivot, the funds that are given to schools is to select a community-based organization. So interesting enough, like myself, the partner Dice Lou Fitness, he is a product of East New York, and he went to District 19 schools, just like myself. So not only is the fitness program going to benefit students by taking part in the activities, but just him being a success story coming from a neighborhood that has historically been known for negative outcomes. He has successfully created a business that gives back to his community. So those are the type of things that Project Pivot is all about. For long periods of time, we've been hearing schools need more funding so that they can bring in, so that they can have programs. They took out extracurriculars out of the schools. They took away funding. Project Pivot is the answer to those things, and it uses community-based organizations that come from the same community in which they serve. So that's my words about the partner.
So that's a health and wellness partner.
Yes.
And so one thing we didn't share with you is that we give the money to the schools. And so we talked about Brooklyn Voice. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the other boroughs, right? So we got 75 schools in Brooklyn Voice. We have 78 schools in the Bronx, which is Bronx Integrity. We've got 48 schools in Manhattan, that's Manhattan Purpose. We have Queens Optimism, which is 35 schools, and Staten Island Tenacity, which has 14 schools. Health and Wellness, that's the one partner. I'm assuming there's another partner that will be coming on. Are they they'll be here for the whole year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So they'll be here for the whole year. But besides health and wellness, schools can pick a CBO to provide support in safety and violence prevention and intervention, attendance support for students, mentoring supports for students, career and leadership development type programs, health and wellness, like the one selected by your principal. You have family support services, and then enrichment activities, which are recreation and performing arts. So just like the community-based partner your principal selected in health and wellness, all the other 249 schools can select either one or two partners as long as it's in one of those areas. And the program is to work directly with students at the school. It's strictly for you. It's not for anyone else, but to support you as young people here at your school and the needs that you've expressed.
I'm just going to say one more thing. So do you see the dynamics? That's in health and wellness. That falls in the category of health and wellness, but that will increase attendance and that will increase enrollment because students are going to tell their family, their friends that they are exercising at lunch. You know, they're doing things after school. They're doing this and that. So that's going to increase attendance and that's going to increase enrollment. But it's also going to support the health and well-being of every student that takes part in the program.
So, what are some challenges that you guys have come across during Project Pivot?
Well, I'll say this. I think the biggest challenge so this is our second year of Project Pivot. We were in 144 schools last year, and now we've expanded to 250. Last year, at this time, we have a team of 17 people. Last year, at this time, we only had a team of 2. So we had to get a brand new initiative off the ground, work with several community-based partners. We worked with 142 community-based partners last year at 144 schools. And so I think it was a challenge doing that without having an adequate team. And so none of us can do things by ourselves. And so we were able to stay resilient and get past that roadblock. And so now we have, a great team in place that is going to do phenomenal things. And so now I feel like I never say the sky is the limit. I always say it's the view, right? Because anything is possible when you put your mind to it and you come together as a group with one collective mission. And so I think we've already gone through the toughest times. And so I think it's going to be nothing but positivity and success moving forward for us.
What advice do you have for other school districts or organizations looking to going on a similar journey?
Well, going across the city and speaking to different school leaders, everybody wants to be a part of Project Pivot because they understand the implications, how important it can impact on their school community. It's important for us. We hold workshops all the time for vendors who can add a positive spin to a school community. So we go out and by word of mouth or other colleagues, we try to get that understanding. And also, the most important thing for me is that after something like this, that you guys can be excited and go on and have a conversation with your principal and say, something, we would like to see this or we would like to see that, right? And believe it or not, adults listen to what their students have to say. So that's very, very important that you guys take an active part because we need your voice. There's a reason for Brooklyn being the voice because we're the leaders in this city, and your voice helps us lead.
I don't know if you young ladies know this, but every great movement that's ever happened and to change things that weren't right in this country has always been led by young people. And so you have more power in your voice than you realize. Number one, when you use your voice, you tell people what it is that you want and what you need. And you should never dim your voice to make someone else feel more confident. The other thing about voice that's so important is that once you share your voice to the world and you share what it is you want for yourself, the village will support you with that. And so it's very important, right, that you tell the people here who are put here to care about you and make sure you get everything you need to succeed. You tell them what you need to succeed. Because if you don't, then you limit your ability to receive, right, the tools and the help. Because we all need help to get to where we're at. And so it's your duty as young leaders to use your voice and articulate that. And you speak on behalf of the students that you go to school with. Right? What grade are you two in? Fifth grade. So you're like the seniors of the school, right? Now, it's interesting because we didn't mention this. This is a standalone school, correct? It's by itself.
No.
Oh, it's not?
No.
You share space with another school?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get to high school, you might go to a school that has 6 different schools on that campus. It's a lot of schools. And so at Project Pivot high schools that are located on campuses like that, we made sure that every school on that campus was also a part of Project Pivot. And that the kids who go to one school on that campus can attend a program at another school on that campus. Because sometimes with so many schools in one location, you gotta make sure that you create opportunities for the kids to come together. Because if not, it could create division. And so again, it's all about using your voice as leaders and uniting the school community.
So it's important when movements start that we recognize. Oftentimes you will have males that stand up and they seem to be the leader. But let's take the civil rights movement. The person that organized the civil rights movement was a young student, female student, by the name of Ella Baker, who taught and coordinated and collaborated with Dr. King. Dr. King was the guy up front, but it was Ella Baker who did all the planning. She planned the sit-ins, and she trained the students how to act, how to react, and how not to react in a negative. So you guys, y'all the key.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. We really enjoyed learning so much about Project Pivot. We're looking forward to working with you guys this year.
It's been merely a pleasure. Like I said, I'm a product of East New York, and I love the direction that East New York is going in because we got great school leaders coming up on the rise.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Great job.
Great.
Great job.
Amazing.
Did this just start this year?
No, it started last year.
Wow. Were you the host last year as well?
No, it was all her.
It was all you? I should have asked you what was your most challenging moment, right?
Risa is actually president of our student government
Wow. See, now.
since 3rd grade.
What?
She beat out all the 5th grade
Yes.
applicants 2 years ago.
Oh, I wish I would have known that when we were on. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, so see, that's an example when she talked about going to school outside of her district, and you talked about going to school across the street. Like I said, my father said to get out of your comfort zone, great things happen. But he also said all the resources can't leave the community because who's going to make the community better?
Right.
So
Right. Wow. Big things. Where are you going to school next year?
I went to 149, 292, and Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, because you look so familiar.
Well, I was a guidance counselor in the district as well.
Okay.
So
Probably gonna be in here.
Maybe.
What schools are you going, do you know, next year?
Well, I know that I'm just going to go to IS364.
Okay. That's across the street, right?
And I have a couple schools for option. I have upstairs, which is called PTA.
Okay.
FDA.
Oh, well, FDA.
FDA.
And then I have 207. Then I have Scholars
Okay.
and Mark Twain.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you guys are gonna be superstars wherever it is that you go. Wow. Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate this.
To let the gentleman know, we're also, the podcast interview will be published or posted to Apple. We have right. Ms. Bonin is
Yes.
definitely the one to thank for that. So we're live. It's not play.
Right.
Apple and Spotify.
Apple and Spotify.
Wow.
So in a few
Apple and
Yeah,
Spotify.
Yes, by tomorrow we'll have it up and running.
and I'll text you gentlemen. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we
Very
gotta
good.
share this. And so it's interesting because on my way out here, we were talking about voice. Voice to me is the most important principle because it's important that we tell the good news of what young people are doing. There's such a negative narrative about young people, right? It's easy to find a story about negative activity sometimes with young people, but it's hard to find a positive story. Right? And so we want, through Project Pivot, to tell more of the positive stories.
This is so positive.
And this is beyond positive. And so
Amazing.
we want to spread the word about the podcast to Pivot Nation, because when we talk about Manhattan purpose, right? Brooklyn Integrity, Bronx Integrity, Brooklyn Voice, Queens Optimism, Staten Island Tenacity. That makes up what we call Pivot Nation, right? There needs to be a sense of unity and community amongst the students, not just here, but across the entire city. And so that's the start of, so we're gonna make sure the other schools know about this podcast.
Principal Edwards, you, your staff, and your
Yes.
students, y'all out doing this.
Yes, this is phenomenal.
Y'all out
This
doing
is
this.
great, yes.
Thank you
Next
so
time we gotta
much.
get the chancellor up here.
Let's do it.
We gotta get to, now, do you know who the chancellor is? The chancellor of New York City's public schools. He's in charge of all the schools
That
across the
would,
city.
that would be a great podcast for you.
And Project Pivot
Love to have it.
is one of his main initiatives. He and the mayor.
Yeah.
We need to try to get them both
Yeah,
here.
both of them.
Give him a call.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
phenomenal. She's like,
Dr. Barnett has total access to them. So,
So we also record it too. So we'll post not only the audio, but we'll also post the video to our school website.
oh,
Our
wow.
YouTube page. You'll be able to come and check it out.
Wow.
And everything is run by our students. Obviously the adults.
Yeah.
such as Ms.
Now,
Barnett.
you know what I'm at. Now, I'm going to share this with you, right? So before I came with the chancellor, I worked at a school called the Eagle Academy for Young Men. You ever heard of Eagle Academy? No? So Eagle Academy for Young Men is a network of all boys schools. There's one in every borough, and I worked at the first one in the Bronx. I worked there for 18 years. And so, though I say I have a son and a daughter, right? So I always say my son saved my life, my daughter paid my life. How could you not? These sweet faces, right? But I have, and she's 19 years old now. She's at Howard University. She's in her second year. But obviously with my son and even working with young men at Eagle, I have an affinity for young men. And where are the young men at? Right? And so that what was said about sharing opportunities and telling people, because there could be a young man walking around the school now who could be great, but he may not have the confidence to do it. He may not think that it's cool. He may not, right? So we got to try to expose them and get them in here too. Because I know you guys are holding it down. I saw the tech crew. They greeted me. And so I said, I'm like, where are you been at? Where are you been at? So next time, right, we're gonna have them here with us.
Risa had a gentleman working with her last year as her co-host. He graduated.
Oh, he graduated.
Yes. So
See,
Ileana filled
he
his
didn't find his
position.
replacement.
Yes.
He had to find. He should have found his replacement before he graduated.
He did. He found Ileana.
Oh, he found Ileana. Oh, that's what it is. Well, he found a phenomenal replacement. I say that for sure.
yeah, he upped the game.
Yeah, he upped the game. Matter of fact, you're supposed to leave it better than when you came, right? So he said, I'm gonna level up and leave the leveled up replacement. So thank you so much, young ladies. We really appreciate this
I got a
time.
question. Are y'all part of the fitness program that takes place at recess?
No, but there's some students that I think I know.
Okay. Have you seen it in action at all? Is it recess and after school? How was
We're
it?
starting up the after school now. We want to start a co-ed basketball now.
Okay.
So it's just the mechanics of selecting the students.
Yeah.
Need it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make sure
You
that
guys
we
haven't
get the
participated
right
in lunch? Oh, yeah.
So Coach Haskins runs the SAIL program. Eventually it'll be a elementary school competition as
If you
well.
need me to come in to help your coaches, whatever, I'd be happy to.
Perfect, excellent. Yeah, because we're building it from ground up.
Because the biggest thing I find, especially in the elementary level, is having the structure, what to do, how to set it up. You have people that have the enthusiasm, but they really don't have their basic knowledge. So I can help them along, just like just like classroom teaching. The first 4 things and the last 4 things.
Right.
You have that kind of, you seem kind of like you organize. So you get them to do those kind of things, and just a simple thing is just writing a plan, a little plan. 5 minutes on this, 10 minutes on that. It's so helpful. So
Reach out.
I've done clinics like that. I've done clinics like that all over the world.
These are great chairs too. I gotta say.
Especially
I want to leave
selected.
you my business card, each of you my card, right? So you can reach out to me at any time. Because again, let me know when you want to get the chancellor.
We're ready.
We're ready. You let us know
Let
when.
us know. We're always ready. We are always
Right.
ready. So our morning announcements are conducted live from here.
Oh,
There's a camera,
nice.
and we broadcast throughout the school. And
This would be great for the chance.
yeah, he would love this. I love
You know
this.
what?
I'm like, man, this is I'm glad that so Kwame reached out to me. He said, man, come on.
Forget about
You
love.
need to do this.
Chancellor needs this.
Yes.
He needs to.
This
see
should be one
this.
of these in every.
He needs
Yeah,
to see this.
yeah.
He needs to see.
Yeah.
this.
And you guys, you obviously you bought the supplies, you made right. This is
This is actually not even finished. We have cameras that are going to be mounted and green screens. This is really just the start.
Right.
Ms. Bonner helps keep everything together. And, just
I'm
keep it.
gonna put word out that your guy also got a rap studio.
Right. Well, that's a tough spot. They got one over here. I
Yeah,
see.
we do.
That's nice over here.
They do.
So,
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
all right. Well, thank
Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Girls, great job. You can go. I know you're probably hungry.
All right. Yeah. Thank you again. All right. Great job.
Can we
All
get
right?
a group picture before the
Yeah.
meeting ends out?
Thank you so much. You as well.
Great job.
Danielle, Mrs. Danielle Bonin.
Okay.
Nice to meet you guys so much.
Amazing job.
Thank
Amazing,
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys as well.
This
Thank
is
you for the blessing.
Of course.